All right, here we go. Another episode of On the Bowl. New hat. Like that. Number 7. If you don't know who number 7 is, you got problems. All right? So, anyway, today we're going to talk about the medical experiences I've had in my life. All right. So, the first one is when I was a little kid. I fell on my bicycle. Right? I was riding a bicycle and I was riding a bike that's too big and the bar in the middle, and I fell and one of my nuts went up inside my stomach. So my sack only had one nut. The other one went up. You know, the medical experience I had. So the doctors had me standing on a table in the I don't think it was an emergency room or anything, but I was standing on a table, and the doctors were looking. I guess my mother and father were there too, but the doctors were looking, and I was just standing there, and I'm stark naked, a little tiny kid, and I turn around and there's this little girl in the room next door who's looking through the curtain, and there were walls with windows, and the curtains were on her side, not on my side. So it's like she had the control over so she would open it up and look in, and then smile and giggle, and then shut it. And I'm standing there like, hey, and I'm not kidding you. It was like, I was like, hey, what is this little girl looking at? And they'd be like, oh, it's nothing. And they'd be like, I can't, we think it's up in his stomach, and they're all trying to find my nut. And what they did was they opened me up. They operated. I'm not kidding you. They cut me open. I got a scar right here to prove it. So they cut me open, and they found the nut. They tied a string to it and brought it down through my nutsack, and then tied the string to my leg over by my kneecap. And I told my brother about this recently, and he was like, no, they never did that. And I'm like, I'm just telling you, they did it. It wasn't a string. It was an elastic kind of string. So it was to keep it. So they brought it back down, and they didn't want it to pop back up, so they tied a string to it, an elastic spring, and it heat to my leg. But that little girl, she was looking at my butt a lot, and every time I turned around and see it, she was like giggling. Yeah, so I mean, after it was all over, they basically fixed it. One was, the one is hanging, like, and the other one's not hanging really. It's always like up here, but they're both in the sack, and that's the important thing. But the only other thing that's had long-lasting effects is the little girl giggling. And whenever I'm naked in front of a woman and she starts giggling, it's flashbacks, and I go back to that moment, and I just curl up and start crying. It's not a good thing.